All right. It's 8 p.m. Central, and time for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, heard Wednesday nights on this repeater. My name is Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA, and I'll be your net control for this evening. This is a controlled net, meaning stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. You can hear us on the University Link repeater system 441325, PL 97.4, and the AI5A repeater system. That's 147.320, PL 114.8, and others. You can also check in through Echolink on the node KA5D-R. There are other ways of checking into the repeater system, and you can find all of the details at the website ka5d.com/repeaters. Please give a couple of seconds between transmissions to allow all of the system links to communicate with each other. Before we begin, is there any emergency or priority traffic on this frequency? If so, please call now. Nothing heard. We won't have any scheduled breaks to check for emergency traffic during the net this evening, but will gladly yield the air if any station calls in with emergency or priority traffic. Is anyone available to be my backup net control operator this evening? Unfortunately, our primary was not able to get on the air because of the weather this evening, and I, as backup, had to step in, leaving the backup spot unfilled for this evening. If anyone, maybe Ernesto's out there and are willing to step up, that would be wonderful.
KI5PZN. Hey Matthew, thanks for running the net. Yes sir, I'm around. I'll help you.
Awesome, Ernesto. Well, appreciate having you there to help out, and great to hear you on the air. All right, with that settled, let's get this party started. The UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net is a social net with the purpose of bringing local amateur radio operators together to share knowledge, discuss club activities, and keep in touch. All hams are invited, both new and experienced, and no club membership is required. If you're new to the net, the way this works is very simple. In just a bit, we'll invite everyone listening to the net to check in. We'll start with short time check-ins for stations who just have a few minutes with us, then move on to general check-ins and comment time. For more information about the club, or if you'd like to get involved, please visit n5xu.org, where you can read more about the club and sign up for our email list. You are listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club every Wednesday night here at 8 p.m. on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA, and I am your net control for the evening. Let's go ahead and move on to net check-ins. It does seem that we've had the unfortunate luck of being plagued with another rainy and thunderstormy Wednesday night here. So we'll see how many people get checked in. It might be a short night again. During check-in, please key your mic, say "this is," unkey, and wait a moment to hear if anyone else started speaking at the same time. If it's clear, key in again and slowly and clearly state your call sign and first name. We encourage you to use the standard ITU phonetics if you know them. This gives everyone the opportunity to learn the phonetics and makes it easier for me to write down check-ins. We will start off with short time check-ins. If you're out there and know that you've just got a few minutes but still want to say that you've checked into the net, this is your opportunity. To keep things brief, we will not take general comments from the short time stations. Short time stations, please call now.
This is KI5QFQ.
Alright, I've got Kilo something QSQ. Could you come one more time with the call sign, please?
This is KI5QFQ, Quebec, Frank, Quebec.
Alright, we've got KI5QSQ. That's Scott. Scott, thank you for checking in this evening. Any other short time check-ins?
This is Kilo 5 Juliet Mike, K5JM, Sam.
Alright, we've got K5JM. Sam, thank you for checking in. Other short time stations? Alright, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the general check-ins. After we've got a few people checked in, we'll give the floor to each of you, and then to any stations who wish to respond. If we don't get to you during the first round of check-ins, don't worry and stick around. There will be plenty of opportunities to check in throughout the evening. Again, no club membership is required, and any licensed operators are welcome. General check-in stations, please call now.
Kilo 5, Echo, Juliet, Lima.
This is Kilo Golf 5, Kilo Victor Juliet.
This is Kilo India 5, Mike Victor Frank.
Alright, I've got K5EJL, that's Joe, K5KVJ, and KI5MVF. Any other general check-ins?
This is Kilo Charlie 2, Zulu Zulu Romeo, Will, KC2 ZZR.
This is WZ5 BBS Rusty, Northwest Austin.
Alright, we've got Rusty, WZ5BBS. Will, I did not catch your whole call sign there. Could you come one more time, please?
Yep, this is Will, KC2 ZZR, Kilo Charlie 2, Zulu Zulu Romeo on a handheld.
Alright, I've got Kilo Charlie 2, Zulu Zulu Romeo. Will, thank you for checking in. Any other general check-in stations, please call now.
This is November 5, Alpha Foxtrot Charlie, Jared, on a handheld.
Alright, we've got November 5, Alpha Fox Charlie, that's Jared. Thank you for checking in.
Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec, Echo Bravo.
Alright, I just heard you on the edge there. Let's give it one more shot with the call sign, please.
Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec, Echo Bravo.
Alright, I've got Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec Echo Bravo. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Alright, thank you, Kevin. Any other general check-ins? Alright, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and start off checking in with Joe, K5EJL from KN4LRA. Joe, how is your week going?
Well, pretty good. Good evening to all the net. let's see, how's my audio here? Somebody was reporting that it was kind of weak.
I can hear you just fine.
Very good, very good. Well, I do have one thing to report, and that is the Austin Amateur Radio Club was contacted by one of the librarians down at the Central Public Library, the Central Library of the Austin Public Library System. And she, though is not a ham, is studying for a test, and she is interested in forming a ham radio club at the library. And so on, I believe it's September 26th, that'd be a Monday night, Monday evening, 6 to 7 p.m., we're going to start meeting every once a month and set up to have a class, licensing class. Now, even though this is designed for teenagers, this is part of the Teen Library program. It's really a crossover program, and so people of any age can participate. So I'll have some more details on that as we develop it as we go along here in the next few weeks. But anyway, I just thought I'd let everybody know here. Back to net, K5EJL.
Awesome, Joe. Well, thank you for sharing with that with us. I've got a question. Victoria's over here with Ethan, and she wants to know what levels of licensing tests they're going to be doing there.
Well, we're going to start off with technician, of course. I have asked the Austin Amateur Radio Club to buy a stock of license manuals for the technician class license to be available for this program. And assuming that's approved, well, that's where we'll start.
Well, that's awesome. Well, maybe Ethan and I will begin peer pressuring her to try to get her to show up for one of those tech tests sooner or later.
Well, good luck, old son. That's all I can say. K5EJL, back to net.
Well, we'll see how it goes. All right, anyone has questions or comments for Joe, please call now.
K5PZN.
Ernesto, go ahead.
Hey, Joe. Good to hear you, as usual. I missed the dates. I was, I guess, distracted with the information, and I didn't write down the dates. I'm kind of curious. Would like to help out if I can.
Let's see. I'm looking it up here, and it should be Monday, September the 26th. September 26, and 6 to 7 p.m. Down at the Central Library on West. I think that's West Cesar Chavez. It's west of Congress Avenue. It's the new building they built down there. Over.
Yes, Al. Thank you. Yes, that works. Yeah, I was wondering if I might be able to help out with people who have, I guess, English as I guess, Spanish speaker people who like to become hams and they speak some English and need some help. I don't know. I might be able to help. But that's, yeah, I guess we can talk about that on Saturday. Back to you guys. This K5PZN.
All right, any other questions or comments for Joe, please call now.
N5AFC.
Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, Joe, stay in touch with Ernesto, and I will be in touch with him, but I'm down for that as well. I'm not sure what I have to offer, but I'm very interested in helping start up a new club. N5AFC.
Very good. Let me get your call sign here phonetically. Let me get a piece of paper right quick. Give me your call sign phonetically, please.
Roger. That's November 5, Alpha Fox Charlie, And my name is Jared, like the jewelry store.
All right, Jarrett, very good. Yes, well, I'm sure that what we'll do is, depending upon how many people we have interested, we'll have a kind of a crew of instructors and presenters, let's put it that way. And the first session or two, I think, are going to be very introductory. You know, what is ham radio? Have some equipment there to show people something that's been built, so forth, things like that. So I can let everybody know, but I'll keep you on the organization chart. Let's put it that way. Back to net, K5EJL.
All right, any other questions or comments for Joe? Please call now.
PZN.
Go ahead.
Hey, for Jared, just so you know that Joe also goes to the Saturday morning breakfast. Jared was there a couple of Saturdays ago, so if I see you guys there at the same time, I'll make sure that I'll introduce you guys and make sure you guys get in touch. But that was it. K5PZN.
All right, any other questions or comments for Joe? Please call now.
Kilo 5, Juliet Mike.
K5JM, go ahead.
Hey Joe, this is Sam, K5JM. I don't know if you've seen or if you've been on to QRZ.com. They have a program going on in conjunction with Gigaparts, and I think it's while supplies last. They have, I believe they're free. If you have hams get licensed within X amount of days, they could qualify for this Handy Talk. That is a very, it's a specifically modified TYT radio meant to be very user-friendly for the introductory ham. And I just wanted to make you aware of that. You might go visit that site, and there's a post there that you can read some details. Maybe that might be of use to you. K5JM, back to net.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, I'm familiar. I know about Gigaparts, and I'll sure check that out. Thank you, sir. Back to net, K5EJL.
All right, one last call. Any more questions or comments for Joe? All right, let's move right along. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. here on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA, and I am your net control for this evening. Let's go ahead and move on down the list here and check in with Garrett. That's KG5KVJ from KN4LRA. Garrett, how are you doing this week?
Hey Matthew, thanks for running the net. I really appreciate everything you do. You're getting better by the net. The only major thing I got to report is that I finally took that 5 kilowatt generator and backfed the house, and it works. But after the first failed attempt where I only had one phase hooked up, I hooked up the second side of 240, and the AC system kicked on, so that was pretty exciting. Other than that, nothing else new to report, and thanks for the Austin Amateur Radio Club for working with the library system to get a testing session set up and a study session set up. KG5, KVJ, back to net.
Awesome. Well, definitely an interesting project you got going on there. I try to avoid the playing around with the 120 volt and the 240 myself, just because it can be a little bit of a more dangerous task. But sounds like you got something worked out there, and clearly you're still doing all right, given that you're here talking to us tonight. So great to hear. Any questions or comments for Garrett, please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and move on down the list. Next up is Jeff. That's KI5MVF from KN4LRA. Jeff, how are you doing this week?
Hi, Matthew. This is KI5MVF. Jeffrey here. I don't think we've met over the radio before, so it is nice to hear from you. And it's been a while since I've joined in on the UTNet, and so I'm driving home in the rain, and it was very light rain, and nothing sounded good on the music radio, and I heard this pop on, and was happy to jump in and chat with you guys. And I'm glad I did, hearing about the Austin club helping out with that other library radio class. Maybe we'll have some new younger fox hunters popping up soon. Otherwise, I've got a couple projects going on. I've got a new radio, I'm building some HF antennas, and I've got a little Kenwood dual bander I've got to replace the filters on. Besides that, not a whole lot. This is KI5MVF, back to net.
Well, Jeff, welcome back to the net. If it's been a while, great to have you here, and thank you so much for checking in. Let's go ahead and open it up for questions or comments for Jeff. Please call now.
W5KEX.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Lance in East Austin. Didn't get a chance to check in here at the beginning of the net, but just wanted to shoot a big congrats to Jeffrey on getting his general ticket last weekend with the test of the ARC and the Oak clubs combined. So congrats, and looking forward to playing some POTA with you. W5KEX, back to net control.
Lance, could you come one more time with your call sign? Your audio is a little low, and I'm just trying to get you into the log here.
Whiskey 5, Kilo Echo X-Ray, W5KEX. I'm on a HT, so I might not be hitting as well as I could. W5KEX.
Awesome, Lance. Well, thank you for checking in, and your signal's good. It was just the audio was a little low there, but we were able to get you in and on the log now. One more question for you. Do you want us to come around for comment time when we get to the bottom of the list here?
Negative. I was going to give a no traffic, but then I heard my buddy Jeffrey come in, so I had to wish him a congrats. You don't get your a new ticket every week.
Roger that. Well, I will send my congratulations over to Jeff as well. And Lance, thank you for checking in. Any other comments or questions for Jeff, please call now.
PZN.
Go ahead.
Hey, Jeffrey, just want to congratulate you also on the upgrade. I'm glad to hear that you passed that exam and that you are going to be doing HF, man. Have you been playing on HF already?
No, not really. I've been listening. I've tried to get out a couple of times, but I don't have a great antenna set up currently. That's why I haven't made a 40-meter QSO with Lance. I do appreciate the congratulations from everybody. Just taking my time and building up a decent antenna system. Right now I've just got a borrowed little vertical originating from Rusty, WZ5BBS. And it's just set up in my bedroom right now, and it's been enough to listen and explore the settings on the radio, but I've not made any transmissions or successful transmissions, we'll say, on HF. I tried contacting Ray at K5BZI on his POTA activation and couldn't quite get to him, but I could hear him. And so a lot to learn, and I'm taking my time and trying to be patient and trying to do everything the right way and enjoying it so far. And so, again, I appreciate all the congratulations, and I'll send it back to Dad.
All right, any other questions or comments for Jeff? Please call now.
November 5, AFC.
Jared, go ahead.
I'll try and keep it short, but Jeff, you have banging signal over where I'm at, east side near 183 and 290 intersection. So, yeah, upgrading is going to be great for you. Also, congratulations. Yeah, I've had my license for 2 years. I'm just now starting to use it, but keep that up. And back to you, Ned.
All right, any other questions, comments, or congratulations for Jeff? Call now.
PZN again.
Go ahead.
Jeffrey, if you want to, you can borrow an NFET that I have here, extra NFET. It goes from 80 to 10 meters, and it could hold 100 watts. You're more than welcome to borrow it. Just let me know. You can either call me on the radio or shoot me a text or Discord. But yeah, you can borrow it, man. It's K5PZN. Back to net.
All right, any other questions or comments? Please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and move on to Will here. That's Kilo Charlie 2 Zulu Zulu Romeo from KN4LRA. Will, how are you doing this week?
Hey, good. This is Will, Kilo Charlie 2 Zulu Zulu Romeo. First time checking in. I just wanted to let you guys know I started a club this week. It's called Austin Mesh. We're at austinmesh.org. We have 2 members as of this morning. I started it on Monday. But the idea is we're putting together a citywide radio repeater network that's running Meshtastic, which is a protocol that runs on LoRa. It's on 915 megahertz. So you don't need an amateur radio license, but it runs somewhere around half a mile to a mile and a half between your repeaters. It allows you to connect radios to each other, and then any Android or iPhone can connect to the Meshtastic radios, and allows you to do text messaging between the radios. And so the idea is to create a decentralized platform for text messaging. The radio repeaters are on a solar-powered network, so each radio is solar-powered. And yeah, we're looking to get some more members, so we're at awesommesh.org, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Very interesting, Will. Well, I have not heard of that project before, but it sounds interesting. I know I've looked a little bit into some of the mesh networking that's done on amateur radio based around some of the IP protocols on either 2.4 or whatever, 5-something gigahertz, probably a little off on the frequencies there, but it's mostly repurposed Wi-Fi gear. So I'll have to do some reading up on the project that you guys have got going on there, and maybe that'll be something that the UT Club will be interested in getting involved in and helping out with. I pulled up your website here, and it's very interesting to see that you're able to set up a station for under $50. Definitely something that is well within range of some of what our members are able to put together here. And we've got some great real estate at UT if we're interested in getting something up on behalf of the club as well. So definitely at some point let's chat, and maybe I'd be interested in learning more about that and seeing if there's some sort of an opportunity there.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, this is Will, KC2CZR. I just say I was on the board of directors before for a group called Pseudomesh, or the People's Open Network. We had two different names, but we were running 2.4 gigahertz mesh networking in California, and yeah, we ran into some problems just with the protocol. It wasn't quite ready. The Meshtastic LoRa protocol is working extremely well. I'm extremely impressed with it, and so that's why I started this group. I think it's really ready for prime time here. Over.
Very interesting. Well, I'd love to hear more about it at some point. Let's go ahead and open it up to questions or comments for Will. Please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and move on to Rusty. That's WZ5BBS. Rusty, how's your week going?
Hey Matthew, everybody on the net. It's been good, man. It's been, Monday was off, so my whole week has been out of sorts, but usually by Friday you kind of get everything back together. I have been working on our first ever N5OAK fox crawl, which is a fox hunt and a pub crawl all in one. All the details are over in our Discord on the Fox Hunt channel, and we would love to have anybody and everybody. If you've never done a fox hunt, you can do ride-alongs with any of the crew, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We got some fun prizes that our members have made for me, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's on Saturday from 2 to 7. We got 5 bars that we're going to, so it's going to be a little bit of Saturday day drinking, so if that's up your speed, then check us out. It's, like I said, all the details are on the Fox Hunt channel for the first ever N5OAK fox crawl. And that's really, that and work have been keeping me busy, man, so that's about it. Will, the guy before with the Austin Mesh, that sounds really fun, so I'll probably be pinging you on that. And also, come check in on the N5OAK Thursday Night Net. Let everybody over there know about it as well. WZ5BBS, back to net control.
Rusty, thank you for the update about the fox crawl. I know I've seen that on the Discord a couple of times here, but I know at least for all of us on the UT side, we're all excited about the UT versus Alabama game that's starting at 11 on Saturday. Hopefully there's some other people out there that are as excited as we are as well, because it's going to be one heck of a game. Not sure what time that's going to end up wrapping up here, so not sure whether there's going to be overlap or exactly what that's going to look like before y'all get started over there. But hopefully at some point here I'll be able to make it out to one of your events, even though it may not be this Saturday. Any questions or comments for Rusty? Please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, before we move on to the next person on my list, that's Jared, let's do a station ID. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. here on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA, and I am your net control for the evening. Let's go ahead and move on down the list here and check in with Jared, N5AFC. Jared, how's your week going?
Well, not too bad so far. Work stuff is getting kind of crazy, and probably looking at a big change within a month or so, but, that's first world problems. First time checking in with the UTNet, so I appreciate it. Matt running net control. I know that takes some work. And, yeah, thank you. Just glad to be here trying to stay radioactive. N5AFD.
Awesome, Jared. Well, welcome to the net, and we are very glad to have you with us here this evening as well. Any questions or comments for Jared? Please call now.
AI5APZN.
Ernesto, go ahead.
Hey Jared, just to let you know that your signal had improved a lot since the last time I heard you on the net. So whatever you did over there, it's doing the trick. It's working out, man. That was it. AI5APZN.
Well, thanks, Ernesto. I appreciate that. And, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, atmosphere conditions, antenna, blah, blah, blah. Right now I'm at 2 handhelds, but, you know, without making this an incredibly expensive hobby, I'm hoping to upgrade soon. So thank you for the feedback, and it's back to net control.
All right, thanks, Ernesto. Any other questions or comments for Jared? Please call now. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next station here. We've got Kilo Juliet 7, Quebec Echo Bravo. I didn't quite catch your name earlier, but if you're still out there, how's your week going? KJ7QEB from KN4LRA, are you still out there? All right, nothing heard. Well, we have reached the bottom of the list here and made our way back to Lance. Lance, I don't know if you're still out there, if you had to hop off, but I just pulled up your QRZ page and realized you got a new call sign. Used to be HHK, so congratulations on the new call sign. I almost didn't recognize you there. All right, I guess Lance had to head out here. But before we open the floor for any more last-minute check-ins, we have not checked in with Ernesto yet. KI5PZN from KN4LRA. Ernesto, I know we got you sort of towards the end of the list here, and you've already had a bunch of chances to talk. But how's your week going?
Hey man, thanks again for running the net, and hello to everybody on the net and people listening as well. Doing all right, man. We had last Saturday, I was helping out the guys of the Austin Amateur Radio Club with their in-person testing. We did one of those last Saturday, and we had a pretty good group of people coming in. Bunch of people got their license and their upgrade, so that was a success, and it was fun. I had a great time doing that. Rusty was there helping as well, and he was here. He's here on the net too. But yeah, we had a great time. Other than that, just playing radio when I can here and there, and then just working, because that's part of the deal. That's about it, man. Just doing the usual stuff. How about you? How's everything going with you? Back to you. KF5PZN.
Thanks, Ernesto. Well, nothing too crazy to report here. The school had Monday off for the Labor Day holiday, and I got to spend some extra time out at the lake with the UT sailing team. Some of the representatives from the yacht club that we practice at are headed up to New York to represent the club here in Austin in a big race with a bunch of yacht clubs from across the country. So we got to go out, help them practice, and hopefully we're going to see them put on a really good showing for Austin here in a few weeks. Other than that, just keeping busy with schoolwork. I don't know if you all remember back in the college days when everything just basically revolves around homework and when the next test is, but that's basically what my life has become outside of the weekends now, and of course a little bit of time that I get to spend here on the net every week. So not much to report from that side either. But Ernesto, thank you for checking in, and thank you for helping out as the backup net control operator this evening.
Oh, dude, it is my pleasure. And yeah, I don't remember about back in college. When I was in college, we were writing scrolls and using ravens to communicate. Back to you.
Well, that must have been a long, long time ago. Well, but appreciates a little bit of humor there. Yeah, it's, pretty much the same. I'm sure it was a lot of work back then, too. Probably even more work than it was for us nowadays. So maybe I should be the one who's happy here. Any questions or comments for Ernesto? Please call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go ahead and take one moment here to check for any stations who want to check in last minute for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. If you missed the chance earlier but still want to check in, please call now with your name and call sign.
This is Kilo Golf 5, Kilo Victor Juliet, quick recheck.
Hey, Garrett, go ahead.
I got a request out there for any of the UT guys that are listening that do electrical engineering. I got a switch mode power supply for Tektronix 420 that is no longer available that I'd like to really troubleshoot and get down to the component level of what failed. Replaced a bunch of stuff on it, so if you're interested in troubleshooting it, hit me back. You can reach me at garrett.gale@gmail.com or, just join the net and I'll be listening. KG5, KVJ, Badger Net.
Awesome, thanks, Garrett. Well, I will also go ahead and cross-post that on our UT Amateur Radio Club Slack page in case there's anyone out there who's not listening this evening that's interested in that project. So thank you for that. And if anyone wants to call Garrett right now, questions, comments, or otherwise, please call now. Nothing heard. Well, let's do one last check here for any last-minute check-ins for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. All right, nothing heard. Really quick, another station ID. You are listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. here on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system. My name is Matthew, my call sign is KN4LRA, and I am your net control for this evening. Before we wrap things up for tonight, let's go ahead and check with our backup net control operator. KI5TZN, this is KN4LRA. I've got 12 check-ins here. That's across the general, the short time, and including you and I. Do you have the same?
Yes, sir. I have 12, including both of us. So yes, sir. I agree. Back to you. AI5PZN.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Ernesto. And, thank you for joining us for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. We are a service of the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club, call sign November 5 X-Ray Uniform. We are right here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for the net. And we are the official amateur radio club of the University of Texas at Austin. For more information, please visit n5xu.org, where you can read about the club and sign up for our email list. Before we end the night, I will briefly read through a list of other local nets in the Austin area so you can stay connected throughout the week. Starting on Monday night, the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club 6-meter Monday. That's on 50.125 upper sideband at 8 p.m. On Tuesdays, the Oak Hill Southside Simplex, hosted by Ray, K5BZI. That's on frequency 146.555 Simplex at 8 p.m. Also on Tuesday nights, the DMR Soundcheck Net. That's on 441.3. That's the DMR machine at 8 p.m. On Wednesday nights, that's this net, the UT Amateur Radio Club Wednesday Night Net, hosted by me, that's Matthew, KN4LRA, and other club members on both the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system starting at 8 p.m. Starting off Thursday night, the Oak Hill CW net on 3.532 at 7:30 p.m. Shortly thereafter, the Oak Hill Thursday night net, hosted by a different operator every week, that's on both the N5OAK repeater system and the University Link repeater system at 8 p.m. On Friday night, the Oak Hill Friday night trivia net on the N5OAK repeater system and the University Link repeater system as well, starting at 9 p.m. Over the weekend, Saturday, Austin Amateur Radio Club Elmer's net, that's on the 146.940 machine, starting at 7 p.m. Next on Saturday night, the 220 guys net on the 224.1 repeater at 9 p.m. Finally, to round out the week with a busy Sunday, first the Austin Amateur Radio Club 10-meter net on 28.410 upper sideband at 3 p.m. Next on Sunday, the Travis County Aries weekly net, that's on 147.36 at 7 p.m. Next, the weekly wind down net on the University Link repeater system and the N5OAK repeater system at 7:30 p.m. And that is typically hosted by Ernesto and Maria, so definitely check that one out. Finally, to round out Sunday, the Austin Amateur Radio Club swap net on the 146.940 machine at 9 p.m. And then next week we do it all over again. Well, thank you for joining us for the UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net, a service of the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club. My name is Matthew. My call sign is KN4LRA, and from my QTH here in North Campus, 73, and thanks again. The system is now returned to regular amateur use.
This is N5AFC for PZN. Ernesto, are you still there?
Hey, Jarrett. Yes, sir. I'm here. What's going on?
Nothing crazy, but if I had the choice between, investing in a dual band radio or tri-band radio, right? Or one of those has DMR, which should I do? If you were in those shoes, what would you do?
Oh, man, you're talking to an old CBer, so I don't do DMR. That's probably a good question for Rusty. I don't do any of the digital modes, anything. I just I get it on the repeater and just talk my ear out, and then on HF the usual shenanigans. But no, I'm not sure. Like if I was gonna get a mobile radio now, I would get some for me. I would get my 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and now I would like to add 220 all-in-one radio. But I haven't done any of the digital stuff, so you may want to ask one of the guys. I know Rusty's been playing with that for the last few days. I don't know if he's still around, because he might have a way better input than what I would, because again, I'm an old CBer. Rusty, are you still around and you can shed some light our way? Well, sounds like it's gone. But yeah, no, I wouldn't know a thing about DMR, Jared. I would check probably with the guys on Discord, because like I was saying, I do the old school stuff. I still do CB, dude. So I haven't graduated that much. I'm the last one to usually to switch to the digital and this stuff. Back to you.
And Boyle, all right.
LRA, go for it.
Hey, I've just got one thought to add here on the DMR side. I'm holding a DMR handheld right now that I bought 3 or 4 years ago when I thought that it was going to be something that was really cool and novel for me to get interested in. But to be completely honest with you, I have not really used the DMR side of it that much. It's a great handheld for analog, both on the 2 meters and the 440. It's what you've been hearing me from all of this evening. But DMR has not been as interesting to me as I originally thought it was, just because I didn't end up finding that much interest in talking to people on some of the nets, or I guess they call them talk groups on there, as I thought I would. It also seemed like a lot of the talk groups were pretty quiet, but admittedly, that was a couple of years ago, so your mileage may vary now, and I'm sure someone like Rusty would have potentially a different opinion, but thought I'd share mine. Back to you, this is Can Boyle, RA.
Well, thank you for that, Matthew, and I'm definitely going to ambush Rusty about DMR stuff next time I see him, which will most likely be Saturday with the Fox Crawl. Also, as I'm talking to two people here, Ernesto, I will definitely, definitely going to ride with you for the Fox Crawl, because I've never done a Fox Hunt before. So throwing a little bit of Lone Star and getting us in the mix is going to be interesting. Stand by.
Yeah, dude, we can figure something out for sure, man. Just we'll figure something out. Place to meet. I was gonna just put it out there. Anybody that have obviously experience with DMR's radio, have anything that could help Jared make that decision? If you want to jump in, that will be kick-ass. AI5A
BBS.
There he is.
So I'm very new to DMR, and I've been playing with the repeater. Hang on just a second. All right, so sorry about that. Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I got my DMR radio from Rick AI5A. I went down Saturday and picked it up. I'm now an admin on the DMR repeater for the club, and I've been trying to figure it out. So for those of you, if y'all are listening to the DMR, playing with DNR, I've been making it do all kinds of bad things. So I'm working on that to make it better and get some people over on DMR, and I'm figuring out code plugs and all that kind of stuff. So I have a hotspot and FT2D, and I've got that in like 2017 back in the day. So I'm somewhat familiar with DMR through that, and I have just literally for Labor Day weekend was playing around and getting this MD380 program. So I know a little, but I am not an expert by any means. I think Bill, N5SMO, he's got some pretty good DMR, and Sam, K5JM, and Rick, AI5A. Those would probably be more intelligent than I.
Well, thank you for that, Rusty, and, I'm just assuming that's you by the sound of your voice. I didn't quite catch all the call signs, but yeah, we'll talk this weekend, and probably the weekend after, and the weekend after that, when sobriety kicks in. But, yeah, thank you. I'm trying to decide whether I should go all in on DMR or not, and at this point, I feel like it's a thing. And I'm also assuming that Matthew doesn't have a, meter wave, or full wavelength, sorry, I'm a technician, antenna hanging out of his dorm or the place he stays. So, if he's doing that from an HT and pretty much watching everybody on the net tonight, DMR might be something to look into as far as I'm concerned. And it's N5A AllStarLink.
Yeah, man, let's chat at the Fox Crawl, and we'll get it all situated. I can at least tell you what I know, but yeah. WZ5BBS, back to net control.
This is Ken for LRA. Well, I don't know, we wrapped the net up earlier, so y'all don't need to pass it back to me. Just keep up the chatter on your own. But one thing I will add, my 2 cents towards the your interest there in the DMR is I've had this handheld for, like what I said, 3-4 years now, and even though I don't use the DMR functionality too often, it is still a really, really solid rig for both the 2 meters and the 440, right? So I am actually just on the stock rubber ducky right now. The radio, it's a Anytone 878, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's the Anytone DMR handheld. Really like it, and I just am blessed to be only about maybe a 16th of a mile away from Kyle's repeater there, hence why my signal gets in so well. But that being said, even if you don't end up using the DMR functionality, most of these DMR radios will also do the analog not 220, the 2 meter and the 440 just fine, and I've been using this as my daily radio for the last 2.5, 3 years since I bought it, and it is very solid for coming in under $150 when I bought it. For LRA?
Roger. Yeah, I had the radio turned down. I had no idea that the net was already wrapped. And I think we're about to unlink, so I'm gonna say my salutations. But yeah, the DMR, our DMR repeater is at Burnett and Anderson. I am at 183 in Anderson Mill. I can barely hit it on this thing, so keep that in mind. But I'm gonna disappear. I got things to do. I'll holler at y'all later. WZ5BBS.
All right, thanks, Rusty, and yeah, we'll talk to you later. And I think, Jeff, you may have doubled with him. Go ahead and give it another shot here.